Greetings to you! Let us explore the meaning behind the lyrics of Rejsen til Udgårdsloke by Vanir. In general, the song is about an adventure of two gods and their curious encounter with the forces of nature. Let us begin. So, the story begins with four travelers on the road. Two of them are gods, Loke, the god of mischief, and Thor, the god of thunder, might and fertility. They are accompanied by two servants, Thjalfi and Röskva. At a certain point, they reached the land of the giants, and came upon one of said giants sleeping in a huge house. As it was already dark, they decided to stay in that house, and eventually got acquainted with the owner. His name was Skrymer, and he turned out to be a pretty annoying person. Eventually, Thor became so fed up with him that he attempted to kill the giant with a strike to the head. To Thor's surprise, Skrymers' skull was stronger than the god's hammer. It was not literally made of stone, but it sure felt like it.
Jætten Skrymer, advarer Thor, hvor man har høst og Udgårdslokes Ingen, velkommen her. Thors Pandeskallen drog til Lokes gård. Jætten Skrymer.
One of the things that led Thor to try and kill Skrymer was the fact that Thor had been unable to untie Skrymer's bag. Even more so, the god of thunder tried to strike the giant down not once, but 3 times, and each time he failed. Imagine Thor's frustration, him being the god of might and all that. Because of this, Skrymer advised the group not to go to the place where the giant named Udgårdslokes lives. The gods were not welcome there, and the inhabitants of that place would not be happy about Thor's boasting, especially given the fact that the god was apparently not as strong as he had thought. Nevertheless, the group proceeded further.
Måltid var første frem i kamp mod ilden, Loke, tabt, hurtig som vinden, løbe, mod Udgårdslokes måltid var første frem i kamp mod ilden, Loke, tabt, hurtig som vinden, løbe, mod Udgårdslokes til Lokes jord. Den smelter sig livet ud, midler solen i kattens ud. Thor i hornet, tømme skallet, afdrække hornet. Den smelter sig livet ud, midler solen i kattens ud. Thor i hornet, tømme skallet, afdrække hornet.
Eventually, the gods and their servants reached the home of the giant Udgårdslokes. He is not to be confused with the god Loke, who is a part of the group of travelers. They are met with contempt, and the owner of the place says the gods may enter only if they perform some sort of feat or overcome a challenge. Loke boasts that he can eat more than anyone else, and is challenged by one of the locals to see who can eat the most meat. The god loses the competition, as he cannot eat as much as the local. Then Thjalfi, one of the servants, is challenged to a race. He races against one of the locals and is defeated 3 times. He is praised for his great speed, but a defeat is a defeat. Eventually, Thor takes up challenges. He is invited to lift up a common cat, but the cat arches its back and the god only manages to lift one of its paws. He is then challenged to wrestle with an old local woman, and again he loses. To drive the last nail into the coffin with Thor's pride, the god must drink from a cup as much as he can. Alas, no matter how much he drinks, the cup stays full to the brim. You may have noticed that there are certain names and objects in the verse that I have not explained in any way. Let us move to the last verse, where we shall discover the full meaning behind what has happened. So, as it turns out, it was all just a bunch of tricks. Loki lost the eating contest not just to anyone, but to the personification of wildfire, which is, of course, insatiable. Thjalfi lost the race to the personification of thought, which is faster than any pair of legs. The cat was the huge serpent named Jormungandr in disguise, who could bend forever, The old woman was the personification of old age, something no one can fight against. Finally, the cup was dipped into the sea at the other end, so Thor would have needed to drink the whole ocean to win. As the gods discover this, Thor is so angry he tries to strike Udgårdslokes down, but the giant and his whole home just vanish. In the end, not even gods can win against the forces of nature. That's all for the meaning behind the lyrics of Rejsen til Udgårdsloke by Vanir. All the links to the band are in the description. Thanks for watching.